apartment together. Her mother really can't get this one, can I? Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Heather. If you have seen me before, then you already know that my name is Heather, so welcome back. I'm just going to try to get right into this video because I always drag the intro out and I know that can be kind of annoying. So for this week's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 LGBTQ+ related shows that you can watch on Netflix because I get asked about this a lot and I've gotten requests to do this video and I didn't really know if I wanted to, but I didn't know what to film this week and I thought, hey, gotta help the people out. You've probably heard of these shows already, but I'm just going to tell you 10 of my faves that I've seen on Netflix. Bear in mind, I live in Canada, but I tried to check and make sure that these shows that I'm mentioning are on American Netflix because I know that a lot of my viewers are probably from America, so hopefully I did that okay. If not, I apologize. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. The first show is called Atypical, and this follows teenage Sam, who is on the autism spectrum, and his family as he figures out going through high school and beginning college and finding love and all the ins and outs of growing up in your teenage years. And it's very funny. It's sort of a comedy show. It teaches real lessons too, I feel like. And at the end of season 2 and season 3, there is an LGBTQ+ related storyline with his older sister Casey, and it's very, very cute. I definitely love this show because of the LGBTQ+ representation, but also just because it's a good show on its own. So I definitely recommend watching this if you're interested in a cute teen lesbian storyline. Very cute, 10 out of 10, recommend. My second LGBTQ+ related show on Netflix is called Everything Sucks. Unfortunately, this show only has 1 season, but it's still very good. It can be a little bit cheesy at times, but I would definitely recommend it. The show basically follows a group of high schoolers at boring high school, that is what it's called, and it's set in the 90s and it just follows their ins and outs, like I said, the last one, of discovering themselves, trying to make their mark and fit in high school. And there is a very good LGBTQ+ storyline with Kate, who is the principal's daughter, as she figures out her sexuality throughout the season and develops feelings for one of the other girls at her school named Emmeline. It's a super, super cute show. And like I said, it can be a little bit cheesy, but it's sometimes good to watch a cheesy show like that. I really liked it. Definitely recommend that one. My third recommendation is the TV show One Day at a Time, which is a remake of the old 70s version of this show with a more modern take on it, I guess. And it follows single mother Penelope, her 2 children, Elena and Alex, and her mother Lydia, who all live in an apartment together. It is a comedy, it's super funny, but it also deals with lots of real life issues such as racial discrimination because they are a Cuban American family, and it has a very good LGBTQ+ coming of age storyline with Elena, and it deals with what happens when you aren't accepted in certain situations, and it's just very good. Lots of good LGBTQ+ representation. There's a non-binary character in the show and it's very, very cute, very funny. Unfortunately, the show only had 3 seasons on Netflix and it didn't get renewed, but it actually moved over to Pop TV. So if you want to watch season 4 and probably more, I don't know if they're making more seasons, you can check it out on Pop TV. But the first 3 seasons are on Netflix and it's super cute. Very good show. Definitely recommend that one. The fourth show is Orange is the New Black, and you've probably all heard of this one, but I just actually finished this show a few months ago and I really, really enjoyed it. It is a comedy as well, and it follows Piper Chapman as she enters a woman's prison for transporting drug money for her ex-girlfriend 10 years prior. And there's tons and tons of LGBTQ+ representation in this one as well, including Piper and her ex-girlfriend Alex Voss's relationship that sort of rekindles itself. That is just chef's kiss, so good. But beyond that, there is other LGBTQ+ representation, and it also, I think, deals with lots of real issues. I feel like I've said this for every single one, but it deals with other issues just beyond LGBTQ plus representation, and I think it's a really, really good show. I would highly recommend that one as well. My fifth suggestion is the television show The Fosters, which follows lesbian couple Steph and Lena and their mix of adopted, biological, and foster children named Brandon, Callie, Mariana, Jesus, and Jude as they sort of go about their life and deal with issues and trials and tribulations as the kids are in high school, they're teenagers, and I really enjoy this show. It gets a bit worse, sorry, at the end of the show, but the first few seasons are really, really good. It's very dramatic at points, so it can be a bit like, is this for real? But I do really enjoy this show because I feel like it shows just a normal family with two moms, and I think that was very good for me. I started watching this show when I was in middle school, and it was very reassuring to see that two women could be together and have a family and have a normal life, and I just think that's very good, and it's just a very heartwarming show, and I would definitely recommend that one as well. My sixth recommendation is Glee, and I'm sure you've all heard of this show, and yes, it can be cheesy as heck sometimes, and some of the storylines are absolutely insane, but it also makes you feel really warm and fuzzy inside. If you don't know what Glee is, it is basically about a bunch of outcast kids in high school who all band together and join the Glee Club and just sort of discover themselves and become more confident in themselves and just create this little family in the Glee Club, and it's really, really cute, and it has lots of LGBTQ plus storylines. Brittany and Santana, gods. Kurt and Blaine, and then it also has a transgender related storyline with Unique in the later seasons, and I just think it's a really, really good show. And yes, it's cheesy, but it also is just, it gives me lots of nostalgia because I watched it when I was younger as well, and I would definitely recommend that if you want a good LGBTQ plus show. My seventh recommendation is the show Queer Eye on Netflix, and this is also a remake of a show from the early 2000s which was called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, and it basically is sort of a documentary style show, and it has 5 queer LGBTQ plus men. Just wanted to pop in here and say that Jonathan Van Ness, who does grooming on Queer Eye, actually identifies as non-binary, so that was my mistake when I was filming this video. I apologize. Who help people who may have different opinions and different lifestyles than them to gain confidence in themselves, in their grooming, style, home, cooking, all that sort of stuff. And it's really, really good. I don't know how many seasons there are right now, but I believe that they're still making more seasons. There are maybe 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know. But yes, it's a very good show. It's different as it's not sort of a fiction show, it's more of a real life sort of thing, but I would really recommend it. It has funny moments, it has heartwarming moments, and it's very, very good. My 8th suggestion is the television show Sex Education, which is also something that I just watched recently, and this basically follows teenage Otis, who is the son of a sex therapist in his high school, and he joins forces with outcast Maeve at his school, and they start running sort of an underground sex clinic where they give advice to people in their sexual lives and their sexual problems that they were having. And this has lots of different LGBTQ plus representation in the people and couples that they talk to in this sex clinic, and then it also has a main character or a couple main characters who have LGBTQ plus related storylines. It's very good, it's very funny, and I think it also deals with lots of real issues that many people may be afraid to talk about, and it deals with them in a entertaining sort of way. So I would definitely recommend this show. Very, very good. There is 2 seasons, I believe, and hopefully there is another one coming. Now, the last 2 shows are actually shows that I haven't watched fully through myself, but I've heard tons and tons of good things about them, so I wanted to include them. My 9th suggestion is the show Shameless, which is sort of a raunchy kind of comedy that follows the Gallagher children, Fiona, Lip, Ian, Debbie, and Carl as they sort of navigate their lives under Fiona's sort of leadership. She's sort of the head of the family because their father, Frank Gallagher, is a heavy drinker and he's sort of in and out of their lives. And I haven't seen this show fully through myself, like I said, but I have watched the entire storyline of Ian. He has an LGBTQ plus storyline, and it is very, very good. And I just think that this show is very funny, and then it talks about lots of real issues, like I've said for every single freaking show in this list. But I think this show is very good, and I definitely want to watch it all the way through myself, not just the LGBTQ plus storyline, but I would definitely recommend this show. And my 10th and final LGBTQ plus related Netflix recommendation is the show The 100. I actually haven't seen any of this myself, but I know that I have to watch it because so many people in the LGBTQ plus community rave about this show. It is basically about a group of 100 people, 100 survivors who return to Earth after a nuclear conflict sort of destroyed Earth, and they come back to sort of figure out Earth's habitability. That's what I got from Google, that's what I think. And it has a very good LGBTQ plus storyline, lesbian storyline, with the characters Clark and Lexa, and this storyline has many people, many lesbians especially, brokenhearted, and I won't say why, you gotta watch the show, but if you know, you know. Anyways, those are my 10 recommendations for LGBTQ plus related Netflix shows that you can watch on Netflix right now. Hopefully you got some inspiration of shows to watch. I definitely have to watch the last two that I haven't, but all the other ones I have watched myself, and they are very, very good. So I would definitely recommend checking those out if you're looking for some more LGBTQ plus show content to watch on Netflix. If you guys are interested, I can definitely make a second part to this video, either talking about more LGBTQ plus related shows or talking about LGBTQ plus movies on Netflix that I enjoy, because you know your girl is always trying to watch LGBTQ plus related stuff, because obviously I love it. I eat it up because I am a lesbian myself, so I definitely like to watch content that sort of reflects that part of my personality. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and got some more ideas. If you have any other video requests, you can definitely leave those down below, because I like to make videos that you guys want to see. And thank you so much for watching this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next week for another one. Bye guys.